Hi, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, and coming to you again in another video chat with our members from the Green Chamber. Today, we have the one and only Russell Hernandez and Christopher Schaljo, who are the co-owners of Salud de Mesilla. It is so lovely to see your beautiful faces, fellas. I just keep thinking about you during this time. How are you doing?
Well, Carrie, I'll start off because, it's wonderful to see you, and it's wonderful to have the opportunity to speak to our members because it seems like it's been so long since we've physically seen each other, and it's just great. We've been trucking along, ever since March, and having to shut down, reopen, shut down again, and now reopening again. Some challenges, but having fun and or as much fun as we can have with it. And keeping our employees employed and continuing to truck on and keep the business afloat and supporting our community as much as we possibly can along the way.
So can I ask you, what does that do to a business when you are kind of having to do this? I mean, one of the things that I think this whole pandemic has really demonstrated is how flexible and how businesses are able to adapt. And that's where we're going to see those businesses continue to thrive during this time. And so when you've got this, yes, we can stay open, no, we have to shut down, yes, we can stay open, no, we have to shut down. And, many people can talk about their politics, and either we should have shut down in the beginning or we should be open and free range. But what does that do for a business? How do you plan for that? Can you?
I don't think you can plan for that. For us, it was very clear, like, what we had to do is, one, protect our guests, our team, who's basically our family, and then ourselves. So, I mean, going with the flow, it put a whole new spin on the words going with the flow, right? One day you're doing great, and then you get a little bit of a warning, like patio seating. But, I mean, it was hard, and it was hard to properly staff, and, everyone came back. We're very, very fortunate that we are able to bring everyone back and continue that. But it was very stressful there for a while, not knowing, going day to day, having to come up with a new business model that now we need to continue. Like, our business model has changed drastically in 8 months.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like, that's, what we had to do. But yeah, it was tough. The roller coaster ride was still going. And
yeah, we're still on it. Well, and the thing is that, I know that there were so many businesses who were really trying to balance, like, okay, I've got to try and do what I can to keep my doors open, but I've also got to try and help my employees. So, like, getting unemployment and paycheck protection for you as a business, and, applying for funds with the CARES Act, and what resources were available to you. I mean, just all of that at the same time. And then to operate your business.
There was a lot. There was no doubt a lot at that point in time, and it was definitely a challenge, so but I think that's where that's one thing that Chris and I are really good at, is adapting to whatever the current culture may be and trying to creatively create that culture as well, to stimulate however that may need to be. So, like, with our business model, it was not only just focusing on the takeout and the delivery, but creating the family packs or the cook at home meal kits, that type of deal, and doing that. And then that sustained the business operations until we were able to receive the funding that helped out to support as well. And then that funding that also helped us bring our team back when we were able to, which was tremendous. And thank goodness for that support as well, because who knows where we would be at today if we didn't have that kind of support.
Well, you also have the benefit of having 2 patios, and which is great. And, and I'm grateful that the city of Las Cruces has offered temporary permits for patios, because really it's right now, that's just the safest way for people to, if they choose to dine out, it's the safest way. And so, you're also taking precautions. So what were some of the disinfectant things that you had to do in your business? And I know that you're not, I don't think any business is saying, oh, I don't want to do this. It's just, it's a responsible thing to do, but it's also just adding on. So you're really kind of adjusting your routines. And so what was it, some of the things that you had to do at Salud de Mesilla?
So like at the very beginning, when we were only doing curbside, right? And partnering up with a delivery service that we could bring people still great meals and such. One of the biggest things was, you know, no contact for running credit cards, right? Or cash or anything like that. And it was constant masks, gloves, wiping down the tablet after you use it, constant washing of your hands, wiping down all the doors. Like we didn't want anyone walking in to pick up their meal. We were like, we will come to you. And like, it was one of those really big things where, you know, now you're just hypersensitive. Like I feel like I'm still hypersensitive. Like I get in my car and I hand sanitizer and then I wipe down my door and then I wipe down my steering wheel. And I'm just like, I don't even notice that it's a thing anymore because I do it every day.
Right.
But those were things that we did for like the to-go, like wiping down the handles, like making sure, like a lot of people are still very conscious where they're like, I'm going to pop the trunk. Will you just put it in my trunk and then close it and then walk away? And we're still doing that, right?
Yeah.
And we're still in gloves, we're still in masks, we're still overly sensitive. But now that we have people indoors and on the patios, it's, you know, constant cleanings every 30 minutes. We wipe down every single contact surface, phones, tablets. Even if a guest touches something, we wipe it down. You know, usually you have like water pitchers at your server stations to refill. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. You know, there's a lot of things that we just don't do. And there's a lot of things that we do more. You know, we're constantly sanitizing every single thing. You know, 409 is my best friend. Like,
right.
It's on my belt now.
Right.
It's just, you know, being hypersensitive. And I think our guests really appreciate it too. They appreciate the fact that, you know, you might be there for an hour sitting there and you see someone wiping down the handle of a tray 10 times while you're sitting there for 30 minutes, or constantly wiping down the bathrooms, and you're just like waiting for the bathroom. You're like, oh, you're cleaning it. Like, thank you. So I think it's just stuff like that, you know, is good habits that will continue now because we're in that mode.
Well, they were standards. A lot of them were standards that were already in play. That we already had, and now they're just heightened even more. So where we were doing it, you know, once an hour, we're now doing it once every 30 minutes.
Right.
And really driving down on it at very minimum, you know, and a lot of times it's whenever there's a contact, in particular, you know, because who knows where that person has been or what they've been doing. And
right.
It's all about our guest safety, our team member safety more than anything, and then keeping the business safe. So that our team members and guests can come back and join us.
Well, and one of the things, if I can, one of the things that you've done that I use as examples to other folks is the presence on social media. Just because, you know, we're on our phones a lot now, and you know, we're watching this, and this is like a cheap, it's an inexpensive way to keep your customers informed about what you're doing. And Christopher, you're kind of the social media maestro for Salud, and I can always tell your pictures when they're the pictures of the food. I'm like, ooh, that's Christopher's. And so, what did you realize you needed to do with the social media once the pandemic hit? And part of this is just to share with other businesses on things that they can do.
We overly communicated with people about what we were doing every step of the way. I think at the beginning we did maybe like 4 or 5 huge statements about how we were not only protecting our guests, but also protecting our team, right? Because it's it's one of the few industries where I'm in a mask, but you're not in a mask because you're eating. Like, so it's definitely like so we overly communicated on how we were going to keep everyone safe, what we were doing. So a lot of it was just constantly just driving it in, making sure that people remember like Salud is safe. Salud is taking the extra step. So we did that for a long time. And then we started thinking outside the box too. And what really took us off were those family packs that we did, the family packs of 4, 2, And then we're still doing the meat packs and the vegan packs and the quarantine kits. We did like a breakfast in bed, which was really popular. Came with like a flat of eggs, a pound of raw jalapeno bacon, which you love.
Jalapeno bacon.
Yeah.
Right? Hello. And
yes.
People loved it, right? It was just outside the box. Like it was something fun that the family could do. And it was just talking about that, trying to, you can't come in and have a meal and have a glass of wine right now, but I can give you the great meal that you can pick up, and then you can go to Toucan and go grab a bottle of wine and enjoy, or you can, do that. There was a lot of people that were having date nights in their car in the parking lot, and I'm like, it's cute though. You have like, that was something that people were loving. We were just parking on the side of the road and just watching the sunset or something. So
we had one of our regulars who loved to come and join us for their date night, and they would come back up in our parking lot to face the restaurant, order takeout, and have dinner in their car, just so that they were still at the restaurant having date night, but they were being safe and still enjoying each other's company at Salud. So kind of fun.
That was really cute.
Yeah, well, we come up with those things, and it's up to it really demonstrates your creativity of listening to your customers and seeing what they want and what they miss.
I think one of the big things too, to add on to what Christopher does, because Christopher takes care of a lot of the social media stuff, but naturally social media takes a lot of planning and a lot of time. So it having from a different standpoint in that, Christopher and I meet once a week, once every other week, and we spend a good amount of time on, well, this is what we need to focus on, put social media wise this week, and doing these types of posts. And then Chris uses a third-party company, Hootsuite, to actually go in and fully manage and schedule all the social media out. So, he spends a couple hours getting that schedule of social media done, and so that we can get that posted. And it doesn't have to be that daily burden that it could potentially be. So you take that time and actually work it to your advantage, if you will.
Right. Yeah. The scheduling option is really brilliant. And, as long as you organize your posts, you can just really copy and paste and schedule. And so if you're a business and you're watching this and this is the first time you're hearing about the scheduling function, reach out to me, because I'll be more than happy to share with you how to do that, because it is, the thing that's overwhelming for people is thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to be on Facebook again. I've got to post another thing to Facebook. And yet, no, you can dedicate an hour on a Monday morning and schedule all your posts for the week. And once folks realize that they're able to do that, then it's a lot less overwhelming.
Yeah. And always, another good thing for businesses too is, you always want them to go to your website, right? Or to click on a link. So I always put in like our hyperlink to our website, or one of the big ones that we always did was the QR code to our menu. So the contactless menu, which I still wish people would do more. It's so simple on your, camera. So that was a big one, but I wanted to get people to our website because there was so much more information about what we're doing and how we're taking care of people. And, you can order through our website now, all those things. Like we teamed up with Orange Crate, so you can go on and hit delivery and it goes to the Orange Crate site. So it was always like redirecting. I always try to get people to redirect to our website through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right. Those are huge for us. And you just saw, like, as soon as COVID hit, just website traffic just up, because people, they couldn't, you can call in, but I can't respond. But using our website, they could see it in real time and ask questions and all that good stuff. So that was really helpful for us. It's still helpful for us.
And so folks, by going to your website, can still order meals and order food for carry out and pick up. You do have dine-in abilities, but you also follow the state required mandates of 6 feet apart and constant cleaning and masks, except when you're eating if you're a customer. And what are other ways that folks can help support you? Gift cards.
We're actually looking at different ways. I think that the community is supporting us tremendously, and we truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we're, like I said just a little bit ago, we change our culture and our climate to meet the current climate. And, we are always trying to figure out ways that we can help our community more than anything. Right now, we're still in a moment where consumer confidence about going out and dining out is still not there.
No.
People still don't want to go out to a restaurant. They don't want to go out to the grocery store. They want the full contactless delivery options or curbside options. That's completely understandable. And, we will, change, just as we have, we'll change it to however we need to. And that's where we've offered, where people can actually get their groceries, if you will, from us, a local business, if you will, especially when it pertains to eats and, anything to that extent. And we even have the vegan packs available in the crate deal that we're doing,
Have your
so
jackfruit
a lot
tacos?
of
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even
I got some
like those.
vegan meatballs. They're fantastic.
Really?
You would love the vegan meatballs. They're amazing.
Wow.
So
So my wife is a vegetarian and I am not. I am a carnivore. And so these boys always are trying to figure out what can we get that Carrie will eat and that Shar will eat at the same time. All right. Well, we'll have to talk about those vegan meatballs and the jackfruit tacos.
But some other options that you can do to support not only us, but other local businesses. All the Mesilla restaurants, bars, coffee shops, all that kind of stuff is part of Experience Mesilla.
Right.
So you can like and follow Experience Mesilla in that they share all the Mesilla business posts. So whether it's, dinner at Salud, coffee at the Bean, going to Vintage Market for a bottle of wine or the coffee or anything like that, that's a good thing and way to support. And that's get you a lot of different things. And then also the Las Cruces Safe Promise, the New Mexico Safe Certified, going on, learning about those, finding out what businesses are following the guidelines to a T and who took the promise is really good right now. And then also there's great links on the Las Cruces Green Chamber website and shows all those different things. So you can support not only us, but everyone else by doing those things. And it really helps New Mexico and the consumer confidence.
Well, we'll have other opportunities for Zoom chats as we've modified our member benefits to also be responsible, but still try to highlight you as a business. But, oh, good, Venus showed up. This is Venus.
This is Venus.
We were hoping Venus would show up. I was hoping Venus would show up. And I think I was hearing her in the background most throughout the time we were recording today. But Russell and Christopher, it's so nice to see your face and just, your faces and just catch up and hear how you're doing. And so if you are still, apprehensive about showing up to dine into a place of business, know that Salud de Mesilla is doing their part to make sure that you feel safe and feel comfortable and still providing their amazing food. I do miss the pork sampler. I miss that a great deal.
Back when we can open up more.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a moment about the pork sampler. But thank you, fellas, for what you're doing in the community and for the responsibility that you are having as a business and all that you do to give back to Las Cruces and Mesilla. If you want to know more about how you can support Salud de Mesilla, you'll see information in the text below. As always, thank you, fellas. Thank you for watching and for always supporting our local businesses and to think local first and also to support the Green Chamber. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah.
Thank you.